Ancient Egypt, the land of mystery, one of the most popular ancient civilizations on which several Hollywood films have been based, like the famous series The Mummy. It is also the land of the prophet Moses, may peace be upon him, who is one of the most important prophets for Muslims and the people of the book. A combination of favorable geographical features contributed to the success of ancient Egyptian culture, the most important of which was the rich fertile soil resulting from annual flooding of the Nile River. The rich brown layer of silt left behind from the flooding was suitable for growing wheat, beans, barley, or even cotton. Governance was implemented by the elite administrative office holders who received their positions and commissions from the king and enforced his rule over humanity as the ultimate judge. They commemorated their own justice for others, especially their inferiors, and recorded their own exploits and ideal conduct of life in inscriptions for others to see. The position of the elite was affirmed by reference to the king, and they appropriated much of the country's production. A text that summarizes the king's role states that he is on earth forever and ever, judging mankind and propitiating the gods and setting order in place of disorder. He gives offerings to the gods and mortuary offerings to the spirits. The king was imbued with divine essence, and to humanity he manifested the gods on earth. Egyptian kings are commonly called pharaohs following the usage of the Bible. Rules of succession, however, to the kingship are poorly understood. The basis of Egypt's legendary wealth was the highly productive land, which technically remained in royal ownership. A considerable portion was kept under the control of temples, and the remainder was leased out on a theoretically revocable basis to tenant farmers. Egyptian society consisted of a descending hierarchy of the gods, the king, the blessed dead, and humanity. Meanwhile, women in ancient Egypt were ahead of their time. They could not only rule the country, but also had many of the same basic human rights as men. Cleopatra became the most famous of Egypt's female leaders. She was extremely intelligent and ambitious and spoke several languages and even studied astronomy. Throughout much of Egypt's ancient history, its people followed a polytheistic religion in which a vast number of gods and goddesses were venerated. One of the most important was Osiris, the god of the underworld. Egyptian religion did not remain static, but changed over time. One major change occurred during the reign of the pharaoh Akhenaten, a ruler who unleashed a religious revolution that saw Egyptian religion become focused around the worship of the Aten, the sun disk. After Akhenaten's death, his son Tutankhamun denounced him and returned Egypt to its previous polytheistic religion. When Egypt came under Greek and Roman rule, their gods and goddesses were incorporated into Egyptian religion. Another major change occurred after the 1st century AD, when Christianity spread throughout Egypt. At this time, Gnosticism, a religion that incorporated some Christian beliefs, also spread throughout Egypt, and a large corpus of Gnostic texts were discovered in 1945 in southern Egypt near the city of Nag Hammadi. Islam spread throughout the country after 641 AD, after the country was captured by a Muslim army. Today, Islam is practiced by the majority of Egypt's inhabitants, while a minority are Christian, many being part of the Coptic Church. Ancient Egyptian architecture was mostly that of monumental temples and tombs. The pyramids of Giza, 3 4th dynasty pyramids, erected on a rocky plateau on the west bank of the Nile River near Giza in northern Egypt. In ancient times, they were included among the 7 wonders of the world. The ancient ruins of the Memphis area, including the pyramids of Giza, were designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. Some great inventions of ancient Egypt were makeup, papyrus, also known as paper, black ink, the sickle, surgical instruments, wigs, and mummification, among many other things. Using the word fall for the end of the Egyptian civilization is not entirely accurate. Rather, one should use the word decline, because there were several factors that took place over a long period of time. Some of these included loss of military power, climate change, lack of natural resources, economic unrest, and political conflicts. Officially, the last date of the Roman period was 641 AD, marking the end of ancient Egypt. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. You can also turn on notifications by clicking on the bell icon. Thank you for your time and stay tuned for more such related content.